how do you end up from the broadcast table to face with the problem child, Jake Paul? What happened?
So there are a lot of things that I can handle in my life. One is not like I feel like this guy being like that, disrespectful, talking in a way that I don't feel he would do to my face. I can't deal with that. So I was sitting at the table and somebody said, "Oh, Jake Paul's here." So I look behind me and he's like making faces at me and waving at me. He's like waving at me and making faces. I'm like, what in the world is happening? Like, what is happening?
In the middle of the broadcast.
Well, yeah, I was like, I'm 24. I'm like, this 24-year-old kid is like, he's heckling me.
Right.
He's heckling me. He's like a troll, but like a famous troll.
Mm.
So finally I got a break and I was like, hey, do I have a couple minutes? They were like, no. I said, guys, I need a few minutes real quick. And they said, okay, you got 2 minutes right now. My producer said you got 2 minutes. So I just got up and I went over there. And
you didn't tell them where you were going. You just said,
I just told them I needed a couple minutes.
Okay.
So I just went over there. Because again, like the whole time after he's doing that, I'm just in my mind, like it's all I can think about. It's like this guy's like being like so ridiculous. Like I need to tell him something. So I just walk over there and he kind of leans in like we're gonna have a conversation. And his hands are in his pocket. And I said, hey, I'm not gonna play your games. I go, don't mess with me. So I'm not a kid to play with like this. Like I'm not gonna be on the internet messing around and all this other stuff. I go, keep my name out of your mouth. And then the security came, and then he started to kind of, once the security and everybody got around, he started to play big boy a little bit, starts trying to point and do all that. But initially, he thought his hands are in his pocket, and he kind of leans in. And I said, I'm not going to play your game. I'm not going to fight. I said, you're going to get yourself hurt, like messing around. I'm not going to fight with you and play these public shenanigans. I go, keep my name out of your mouth. He said, well, you said my name first. And I'm like, don't play with me. I said, don't play with me. I'm not a kid to be messing with like that.
Were you ever close to slapping him, hitting him?
I wanted to grab his face. I was going to grab him by the face, but I would have gotten in trouble by the UFC.
Right.
Because listen, a kid like that, you like when you alpha a kid like that. When people start you alpha him. Like I wanted to grab him by the face and smash him into the ground, but I can't do that at work. I would have gotten into a lot of trouble. So I just went over there and tried to have a conversation with the kid. And then, the security comes and all that. And he's like, well, sign the contract. I'm like, come on. Sign the contract. What are you talking about, sign the contract? What contract are you referring to?
This Holocaust
contract. What is that? Sign the contract. What are you talking about? Sign the contract. There is no contract. Like, I mean, I told you last week, you don't punch down to go do all that. But like, come on, dude. You can talk and act like that with certain people. Not everybody. Not everybody's going to do that. And start messing with like certain people, they're going to kind of tell you about what they're feeling.
So let me ask you bluntly, do you want to fight Jake Paul?
I don't want to fight Jake Paul, but I'm not going to let Jake Paul disrespect me. But I'll tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing about Jake Paul. And I'll refer back to the Conor McGregor deal, right? Conor went to fight Floyd, made a ton of money because he had to. Floyd Mayweather is the greatest boxer of all time. So you go and play on his playing field. Why would I go and box Jake Paul? Who I am doesn't make me chase anything. I made my money as the heavyweight champion of the world. I don't have to chase a payday. This kid wants to fight. Okay, I'll fight him. But it'll be a mixed martial arts competition. If he wants to actually fight with me, fight me in mixed martial arts, and then I'll fight him all the way down at 205. I'm living happy. I'm fat. I'm healthy. I'll go all the way down to 205 to fight this kid in mixed martial arts. If you really want to fight me, like seriously fight me in mixed martial arts. And this is not going to be fun. I'm telling you right now, at 42 years old, bad back and everything, I'm going to torture him and I'm going to hurt him. I don't want to box him. I don't want to fight in a limited skill set of rules. You want to fight me, and you really want to fight me in a mixed martial arts competition. I'll go all the way back to 205, and I'm going to smash him, and I'm going to hurt him. And then he can go back to fighting these YouTube kids. But don't think for a second that I would ever chase a payday in boxing because I don't need it. I'm good. I made my money as the champion of the world. You want to really fight me? You got an issue with me? Fight me in mixed martial arts. And I'm going to torture you. And I'm going to rip his face apart. I'm going to hurt the kid. And I will teach these kids not to continue to do this with people like me, athletes.
This is insane. This is
Ariel,
absolutely.
I will hurt the kids.
Listen, I know when you're serious, and I could feel the seriousness from the screen. I just want to know, how did we go from not punching down last week to you actually saying you're going to drop him on his head?
No, I'm not going to drop him. I'm going to choke him.
Okay.
I'm going to elbow him. I'm going to hurt him. I will actually hurt him. Like, don't do that to me. Ariel, one time I was in college once. Let me just tell you the story real quick.
Okay.
I was in college, and I was in the student union, and one guy kept messing with me. They were talking about boxing. They were like, Daniel, you can't box. You got Charles Barkley arms. So I in Louisiana, we call that feeling played. Like, man, I got played. I drove home the whole time thinking, wow, I cannot believe I let that happen. I turn around, drive back, see the guy by the student union. I said, hey, I've got Charles Barkley arms. I can't box. I can't fight. He's like laughing, right? Thinks it's a game. He's a basketball player from like Detroit, Michigan. I go, hey, let me see your basketball. He gives it to me. I said, you said I can't fight? He's like, yeah. I said, okay. So I take that ball and I smash him in the face as hard as I could with the basketball. I said, now fight me. I said, now fight me. He took off running. I said, now fight me. I said, show me I can't fight. I said, you want to disrespect me in that way? You show me now that I can't fight. I smashed him in the face with that fully inflated basketball. He didn't fight me. There are just certain things that I can't deal with. And you're right. Listen, I don't want to fight Jake Paul. But if he's going to continue to say my name and he's going to continue to do this, then he'd have to fight me in a mixed martial arts competition.
What has he said that has been
just he'll beat me up and all this other stuff? Like, listen, I'm doing my job here. This is what we do.
Right.
This is what we do. Ariel, I didn't even know who Jake Paul was until he fought some guy, Nate Robinson. And then you told me. I didn't even know who he was. What do I know about a kid? I didn't know who the kid was, bro. But I'm doing my job here. I talk about him. I talk about John Jones. I talk about Miocic. I talk about anybody that I've competed with. Anybody that's in the news of fighting, that's who I talk about. So for you to take offense and think that, okay, I just beat Ben Askren, now I'm going to pick on this other guy, this older guy, 42 years old, DC's out of shape, which I am. I'm going to go pick. No, you're not going to do that. My name will not be used as a springboard. I love my legacy, and I will protect my legacy. And if protecting my legacy means I got to smack this kid upside his head, that's what I have to do.
All right. So to recap this, because we do have to talk about Nick very quickly, you are making it clear you will fight this man in an MMA fight.
I'll beat his ass in an MMA fight. I don't want to fight him. Ariel, listen, I don't want to fight anybody. I don't want to fight anybody. But if you're going to challenge my name, then yes, you can fight me in a mixed martial arts competition.
Well, guess what? Later on today, I'm actually scheduled to talk to Jake Paul, so I will get his response to what you just said.
Mixed martial arts competition, we can fight.
205, Daniel Cormier versus Jake.
I don't want to get down to 205, but I'll go all the way down because I want to be in good shape.
You will never be more popular. If that fight actually comes together, you will never be more popular.
Let's be honest. This ain't happening. It's not happening. There's no way. Like,
could you imagine if you do to him what you did to Josh Barnett?
No. I'm gonna do it. You remember when I cut Anthony Johnson's eye right there when I slid it wide open? Like, right. I remember I just kind of like spread, and you remember how I was like taking a couple dudes like elbow his face. Remember how I had Vulcan in the crucifix and I was just bashing him. My coaches were like, elbow him. And I was like, you know what? The kid's done. I don't want to elbow him. I'm just going to kind of soft, This kid, I would like slice him up. I'm slicing him up with this one right here. See this? The tip of the elbow. I'm slicing him up. I'm destroying him. Ariel, I'm destroying him. Like, destroying him. Bloodied up face, body all beat up. Choke him a little bit. Like, just push his face in the ground.
This ain't TikTok. Oh, Jake seems to have bit off a little more than he could chew.
You messing around in Lafayette, Louisiana at this point. I mean, you don't want to go play around in Lafayette, Louisiana with me. So, golly, you got to stop playing. He's got to stop. Dude's got to stop.